Today we heard a story about Jesus and some brave people who helped their friend. Have you ever felt brave? Maybe have you ever stood up for a friend that was being teased at school or on the playground? Or have you ever tried something new like riding a bike? Being brave is choosing to do what you know is right, even if it might be uncomfortable or scary. Spreading kindness and showing compassion calls us to be brave. Think about someone you know who might need a spark of happiness or needs a smile in their life because they're going through a hard time right now. You can mail a hug that we're going to make today to a neighbor or to a distant family member or to a friend, or just give it to somebody that you're around all the time that might need an extra smile or a hug. So today we're going to trace our hands to make a hug. I already traced one of my hands out. So I'm going to do this one, and I think we all know how to do that. Just follow along. All right, there we go. So there's my hand. I guess it looks bigger on the paper than it does in real life. So go ahead and cut that out. Cutting around the fingers takes some time. That's why I went ahead and cut my other one out ahead of time for you. Have you ever just needed somebody to tell you that they love you or needed a hug? I have. That's why we're going to give this to somebody today that might just need that extra joy and compassion and a little extra something to make them smile. All right, I got both of my hands cut out. Now we're going to connect them so they can hug who you send it to. So just the string on the back side, lay it down, and just a piece of tape down by the wrist part. And now we have created a hug. You can decorate your hands if you want to put nail polish on there, or if you just want to decorate them to add some color, that is okay as well. I'm going to put pink polish on one of my nails here just to show you what it looks like if it's something you want to do. Pink nail polish. So with our hug that we're going to send to our friends or family, include a card. I went ahead and decorated mine. I'm going to give mine to Grandma Vicky, so I don't have to actually put mine in the mail. I'll be able to hand hers to her at her door, and then she can come out and pick it up later. So, my hug and my card, and with that you have an envelope, and that's how you mail it off. See you next week, guys.
Thank you, Shawna. I'm going to continue with our create and play activity. So if you follow along on page 52, and then there's another activity sheet on page 54 of your family pack. So Shawna talked about, and we've all been talking about being brave and having bravery with the way that we're being compassionate toward people. So I invite you to think of other stories, other things that you've done in your life or things you've heard from other people, stories that you know about compassion and bravery, and how bravery can be an act of compassion. And caring for people sometimes requires us to be brave, to step out of our comfort zones and to do things that are a little bit scary or a little bit unusual for us. So as we think about those stories, I invite you to share those stories. You can share them with your parent or with a friend. You might write them down and just kind of write your story out if you like to write stories. Or you might create a play of some sort if you'd like to create a story that could be acted out. What we're going to do together is to create a comic strip. So you'll find on page 54 of your family pack, I've already filled mine in, but your comic strip looks like this. It has 6 boxes, and at the top it says, "My compassion helps me be brave." And the invitation that we offer to you is to write a story or create a story, a picture story, that you may have seen in Dogman or Fly Guy, some of those comic strips that you are familiar with. You can create your very own, and I invite you to do that. So I have found a story. I had a little bit of a hard time thinking of a story of when I've been brave and compassionate. I realized as I thought about this that I may have been brave and compassionate at times when I was your age. But I can't think of any particular stories of when I stood up to a bully or when I helped a friend out. I was a pretty shy kid, so standing up to bullies wasn't something that was really something I was comfortable with. That would have been a really big step out of my comfort zone. But I do have something that I thought of. And so I wrote my story, and I have it start out over here. And it says, there's a bully here who's the red person, and I'm not the best artist ever, but I'm really good at drawing stick figures, so I've drawn my very best stick figures for my comic strip. So here there's two people. This orange one is me, and this green one is a friend who was being bullied, and the bully is the person in red. So you see the bully kind of making a face like, ha ha, I'm being mean. And then you see my friend saying, oh no, I'm feeling hurt. My feelings are really hurt. And then you see me just kind of going, I'm not quite sure what I should do right now. I'm not really comfortable, but I also am not comfortable speaking out. So my friend's getting bullied, and then here the bully has left, and my friend is crying. And I'm up here saying, or thinking, I should have done something. I should have stepped in, and I didn't. And then I have in this square, it says 10 years later. So at the time, I didn't step in and help my friend. But 10 years later, I was still thinking about this time when a friend was being bullied, and I didn't do anything. And so I reached out to that friend one day. Here it looks like I'm reaching out to them in person, but I actually sent a message on Facebook. And I sent a message to this friend, and I said, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry that I didn't do more to stand up for you when you were being bullied when we were in school. And my friend, I drew with a smiley face here, and I drew me with a smile, because when we're brave and we have compassion and we apologize for something that's weighed on us, and we show love and care toward a friend, it makes me, at least, it makes me feel happy. So here's me feeling happy. I've finally said the words that I knew that I needed to say to care for this friend. And the friend says, thank you so much for apologizing. I forgive you. And that forgiveness makes me feel happy as well. And it made my friend feel happy to know that I had asked for forgiveness, and I'd apologized for, not for hurting them directly, but for not doing more when I knew that my friend was being hurt. And then the final square is the end. And so I invite you to write a story. You could use words, or you could use pictures, or a combination of both, and to write out your story of when you have been brave and had compassion. And I invite you to share those stories with your friends or with your family, whoever lives with you. I also invite you, if you're comfortable, that you might take a picture of yourself holding up your comic strip and have your parent or somebody you live with take a picture of you. And if you're comfortable, if you'd be willing to share that with us on Facebook, you can send us that message for Facebook at facebook.com/Moran Church. And that's where you'll find us and connect with us. Please share your stories, share your thoughts and your comments, and any of these projects. If you want to share your kindness hug that you're sending, or you want to share the card that you're making, or this project, or any other projects, or the one that we made last week of the table centerpiece, if you have those pictures, we would love to see your projects and to see how much fun you are having with us here at Compassion Camp. Thank you very much, and God bless you.